Hmm. I really liked the previous video's thumbnail. That was an accident. This one will not have as nearly as interesting as a thumbnail, because I don't know how they get selected. And apparently the camera likes it when I gesticulate and move around with my hands, and it seems to capture moments like that. And a lot of times it's blurry because I'm moving fast sometimes, and I'm keeping my hands in my lap, and I can tell it is difficult because I really want to move, and I'm trying not to, and so I'm bouncing a little bit as a way to compensate. And yeah, so it is very difficult to not talk with my hands. It's like I need to have them, restrained. So anyway, I'm going to move my hands now because I have to pick something up. So yeah. So today is February 6th. And I just got back from a run. And it was the first run I'd been on since January 12th. And that was not the first run of the year, because I went through a run like on the 1st or the 2nd or the 3rd or all three. So it's really nice weather around the beginning of the year. Then it's just been, winter and stuff. So, but on the 12th I got a run in. And then today I got a run in. So it warmed up enough. Sunny, about 35 degrees Fahrenheit, so like 1 above Celsius. It was good enough for me. I went out to the store to pick up groceries, and the car was warm just from being out in the sun. And so I was like, wow, it's warm in the car. It's like, well, anyway, so I went for a run, and I did respectable. Mm-hmm. So after like just taking like, I didn't take 3 weeks off, but I didn't run for 3 weeks, and it felt pretty good. Nothing bothered me. I did have to be careful about the snow, because I was running in snow at some points, which was fun. I can honestly say I haven't run in snow in a long time. But and I was thinking about, did I rather, because I've run on in sand before too, on beaches and things like that. And I can honestly say I'd much rather to run in snow and on ice, because I was running on icy parts too, just being careful. Um, but I'd much rather run on snow and ice than on sand. Sand is terrible. At least the sand that I've run on. It's just eats your energy, and just but it's good training, I guess, good resistance, um, or absorption. I don't know what you want to call it, but today was a good run. It was good exercise. It was good practice of just getting out there when I didn't really want to. I didn't even plan to. Just decided to. I went to work, and work was, you know, we didn't get a delivery of goods last night or this morning, so there wasn't much to work with. So it's just like, did what I could and left early, and it'll be there tomorrow, because tomorrow's my day off, but I'll be there because reasons, and whatever they are, they make sense to me now. They don't need to make sense later. They make sense to me now, and so I'll be there. And but then I got home from work and got something to eat, and then laid down and slept for a few hours, and then woke up and then went to a different store, a store other than the one I work at, because that makes sense. Because I don't want to see anybody I know, because I don't want anybody to really talk to me. Um, but I did happen to see another guy that I work with at the other store in this store, and it's like I just dodged him, made sure, or I tried to make sure that as soon as I noticed him that I went a different direction before he noticed me, because I didn't even want that eye contact either. So that was fun. And also shopping on a Sunday in the middle of the day, that's way off my routine. I'm never out in public in the middle of the day. So it's like there's a lot of cars and people, and I just not used to, I guess, being around that many people in that context. 'Cause I used to be around a lot of people, but I just, I guess as the years have gone by, I just don't like to be around crowds. I am, and I was reminded recently that, yeah, I used to have problems with walking in public. Like if I was just like walking in any sort of place by myself, or even I guess with other people, and I became conscious of my walking, and that other people could see me, or were, I don't know exactly how it worked, but I would kind of forget how to walk and become really self-conscious about my walking. And it's like, yeah, one of those things. Anxiety. So, where was I going? Oh yeah, people. And I don't like, there's lots of things. I'm sorry. I kind of find it rude. Like I kind of watch my eyes, like where I'm looking. And it's like I don't have any real business to be, so it's like I kind of avoid looking at people, and it's like I kind of don't like to be looked at in return, I guess, or something. I don't know. It's one of those weird things. It's like, what? What are you? I don't know. So I get some strange looks, and it's like I wonder, am I walking weird? Do I look funny? I couldn't look any more different than how some people look, with lots of, different jewelry or tattoos or clothing, jewelry, dyed hair, things like that. I don't know, which is fine. But I guess I just don't like being looked at. I guess that's why I try to be as plain and inconspicuous as possible, so I just don't get the attention. I can't imagine if I went out of my way to, which I have done, but it wasn't for the purposes of getting attention or to be noticed. It was, more of a expression sort of thing. But here, in the places where I've lived, that's kind of, you don't get good, even if it's not about attention, you get bad attention. And people they don't want to even take the time to appreciate or understand. They just see something they don't understand and hate it. And want to destroy it. That's my experience. So, but I felt good about the run today. Another lonely run. I thought about the Cure song, Forest, all mixed up. How that used to be my go-to album that I listened to while running, and I would measure time and distance against that album because I knew exactly where I was supposed to be at certain points during certain songs, and I was either ahead of time or behind time when I got to certain songs. It's like, oh, well, so it was kind of fun. I used to know my courses by that album because I listened to it so much. I had a Walkman with a tape, like a cassette tape, and headphones, like wired headphones. So, and I haven't been doing any much writing recently. I have been making notes, prompts to myself. Each one of them could be developed into something. But I just haven't felt, I felt inhibited recently. Something happened. And it's like, I like my writing to feel, I know it's in a public space, but I like for it to feel private, and it's not there. I don't know. I got a phone call. Somebody called me, and I felt compelled, because I know that they don't understand as well, because they haven't been around as long, that everything that I write is normal to me. You don't actually have to be worried or scared. It's just how I think and how I am. And it's like, if I didn't write these things down, that'd be scarier. So I got a call, and I missed the call. I didn't notice the call because I don't pay attention to my phone. And I saw it like half an hour later, and I called it back. And it was late already. It was after 10 p.m. But I called, and I left a message saying that I got their call, and I just wanted to let them know that I was okay. And some of my writing up to that point, recent, was a little bit. I could see how it could be interpreted in a bad way. These are the ways that people talk that you don't want to really. You don't know what they mean by their words, and it could be easily misconstrued and misunderstood as. So it's like, and I didn't want any sort of unwelcome attention or like anybody to like check on me. So it's like, I'll just call them back and let them know that I'm okay and don't worry about me, because they really don't, because I am actually okay, even if I'm not happy, or even if anything, I am just reluctantly okay, even when I'm not okay. Relentlessly reluctant. But they weren't there, and they didn't answer, so I left a message. And while I was leaving the message, the phone rang. And I was guessing it was probably them. And I don't know how to operate my phone, so I don't know how to like switch between leaving a message and answering the phone. So I hung up on them. And so then I didn't want to be the person that calls them back while they're trying to call me back. So I started sending them a text. So I started writing them a text saying that I was just leaving you a message. And while I was sending them a text, I called again. And I don't know how to switch between sending a text, because I didn't want to cancel out of the text. I wanted to send the text and then answer the phone. I hung up on them again. Dang it. So I've hung up on them twice now, and I've left them a voicemail and sent them a text. So this time, I figured, they're not going to call me again, because I've already hung up on them twice. So this time, I'm going to call them. And I called them, and I didn't get an answer, and I was like, oh, I'm not leaving another voicemail. And it's already been like 5 minutes. This is just getting ridiculous. I'll just not do anything, and they can call. And after another 5 minutes, they called again the third time. And it was the right person. It was the same person. And I heard on the other end, after because it sounded like there was a phone being, it was like, I couldn't tell what was going on the other end. But I was like, hello, can you hear me? And I heard on the other end, well, I don't even want to repeat it. But I couldn't tell if I was being heckled or supported. And it was, and they didn't talk. I think they might have been drunk. And yeah, and then they hung up. So they said some interesting words of possibly encouragement, and then they hung up. And didn't give me a chance to say anything. And so it's like, and then there was no explanation the next day, or apology, or follow-up, or anything. So it's like, okay. So I don't feel really safe right now with writing how I write, because I don't feel, it's like, I don't know who's reading it. It's like, I think it might be being outside where I think it is, and I don't think my privacy is being respected. Not that I out and out ask for it or expect, it's like, but like, I don't want it to be gossip. I don't want it to be rumored, gossiped. What I say on my page, it's for me, and it's like, it's like, I don't know. It's like this, trusting this person. It's like, I thought about it. It's like, well, I'll just, but I didn't. I'll give them, it's like, I don't know. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. So, but I have felt like I shouldn't write. But I'm just going to have to get over that and just continue writing whatever it is I need to write in the way that I write it. And whoever will let them think whatever they're going to think. It's like, it shouldn't affect how I write things, but it has. And I'll just have to get over that. Or at least I'm going to. I shouldn't feel inhibited. Shouldn't. So, because I was thinking about how a lot of my stuff is for some people. It's like, believe it or not everybody thinks the way that everybody else does. So it's like, I'm not trying to be like them. I'm not trying to think like them. I don't want what they have. And they might think that I should want what they have, but I don't. I don't want, like, what they have from appearances. It looks terrible to me. It looks just complicated and overly I just couldn't deal. And so it's like, I'm just better off if this is the life of my understanding. And it might not be understandable to other people how this is acceptable to me, but it's what I know. And maybe this is just a phase or a time in my life where this is what makes sense to me, and this is how I live, and all that sort of stuff. And this is not how it's always going to be, I imagine. But for right now, this is how it is. So, and as far as how everything else is going, I don't know. I've stopped writing. They've stopped writing. There is no writing. There is no communication. There is no conversation. There is no collaboration. There is no compromise. There is no concession. There is no correspondence. So, I don't know what anything means. I just kind of have taken that their final words or last words or parting words or most recent words, because they themselves say that everything they write is goodbye. It's all goodbye, 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 goodbye. That everything's about Crow. And they have their Crow. They love Crow. And no one else. Ever. There's no room. So, that's how it is. And I don't know that it even matters to them or to the object of their affection or adoration, if they even know that, it's like, it doesn't matter. They have the life of their choosing, of their understanding. And just like I have the life of my choosing, of my understanding, they have theirs. And just unreconcilable differences, even though we've never talked. So we never had a chance to reconcile, or even attenuate, or calibrate, or see if there was any chemistry. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe it would just been, but you never know. It could have been. It still could, but it's not going anywhere right now. Of course, neither am I. So, the sky's the limit. The imagination. And I've got a diverse imagination. And people think, or for all that I think, that whatever exposure I've had, people think that they have seen something. They haven't seen anything yet. I'm just getting started. I've been censoring myself the whole time, holding back. A lot of my words are not safe. I don't feel safe using them. I'm feeling safer. And that's a warning. Because, it's going to, I might cause collateral harm. But it's the world as I see it. It's the world as I feel it. And it's just the truth. And it might bother other people to know that there are people out there that struggle and suffer and live and perceive the world as I do, we do. But to deny it, to pretend that everything's great, everything's happy, like I'm just tired of accommodating the rest of the world, dealing with their special needs. And then they need all the support. Like, what's going on? Has the world gone mad? Gomez Adams. Family values. So, anyway. I didn't have much to say, but there I went for over 25 minutes. And I wonder what the thumbnail is going to show. Probably something stupid. But maybe it'll be, I like the flattering ones that I don't look completely like an idiot in. So, we'll see if I can. I don't know how it chooses thumbnails, so we'll see. But I should go. It's been a good time.